Hello everyone, welcome back to another YouTube video. I'm really trying my best to keep up with everything. I have been crazy busy, but today we're gonna do another speed paint. I know I probably said something different in the last video and I apologize, but you know, as I said, I'm just doing my best. But today we're gonna look at a piece I really like. I did it for New Year's, for, you know, the new year of 2023. I'm really happy with it. So we're just gonna do a quick speed paint of that. Let's just get right into it. Alright, so this is the piece we're gonna look at today. I think it is one of the more beautiful pieces I've done. Yeah, I don't know, I'm just really proud of it. I got the, what's it called, body position idea from a friend of mine. And I wasn't really into it at first, and then it took me a while to actually start going on this piece, but after I started going, I just fell in love with it, and I love it so much. After I finished, I would just like look at it, which felt really conceited, but I just was so happy with it. I was so proud of it. But yeah, let's get into the speed paint, because I think that'll be interesting. Alright, so this is me trying so hard to figure out the body position. I just was like doing my best, but it was a little bit hard to picture because I've never done anything like it. I don't know where I got this side profile from, but I really love it, so just really happy with it. And then, you know, putting in the clothing, because I don't know, I felt like he needed to have some sort of clothing. And this back arm of his was actually quite difficult, but I made it work. But it was a little difficult, because it was just a weird perspective. This is me putting in his scars and, you know, making sure everything's all good there. I try to make his scars as accurate as possible, which I know isn't, like, you know, sometimes it's not the most attainable thing, but I do try to make his scars pretty accurate when I draw them showing. This is me putting in all the lines. I don't know why I did this, because I didn't keep them in at all. This is literally just the sketch, but yeah, I just spent so much time putting all the lines in. And then we finally got to color. This took me forever. I literally started this coloring, so I did the sketch. Oh my gosh, I did the sketch like early November. And maybe mid-November, and I started coloring it like Thanksgiving around then. And I finally finished it, you know, New Year's time. So this took me a long time, and not because it was hard or difficult or time-consuming. I just had no motivation to do it whatsoever. I don't know, I just didn't fall in love with it yet. A lot of my pieces, it's very important for me to like what I'm drawing. And for a while, I did not like this piece. Or I guess I liked it okay, but I wasn't in love with it, which I really do try to make that happen when I'm making a piece. So now I'm putting in the shading of the skin. This was back in November, so if the style changes or, you know, something is a little inconsistent, that's because it was like a month apart. So, but doing my best here. Just blending and stuff. I have found that doing what's it called? Just like shading as if it's a cartoon has really helped. I have a style that I do that is quicker. I call it my comic style or my anime style. And I use it to, you know, do pictures that are a little quicker. They're not full renders. They don't take me 6 hours or whatever. And I found that that was actually really helpful in understanding where the shadows were and like how to shade skin. I know it sounds weird because, like, I know cartoons are like simplified, but I think because it was simplified that I started to understand it. That was me restarting because I hated that first one. I don't know why. I just didn't like it. So I tried again. I'm glad I did because I really do like how it turned out. I try to give Dabi a little bit of a cold tone, but in this one I don't know, something about it, because the concept of this piece, I guess I should probably talk about that. the concept of this piece was all about the phoenix theory, that his quirk, his quirk kind of destroys his body, but there's a theory out there that, he's like a phoenix, so the quirk is going to destroy his body, but then he's going to, rise from the ashes like a phoenix. And I really just wanted to do a piece that showed the moment when he, rose again. And thinking back on it, I kind of wish I did him without his scars, but they're just so iconic. I didn't feel that people would be able to tell who it was if I didn't do his scars. So, and they're just such a big part of him. But, yeah, so that was kind of what I was where I was going with this piece, is like the Phoenix theory. I don't know if I captured it. I think I could have maybe done more Phoenix-y things, but, I think it looks really cool. So that was where my head was going. So I wanted to make it kind of majestic and just kind of, I don't know, just maybe like a little out of character because, he's being reborn. Anyways, so I did this piece with that in mind. So when I did the skin color, I kind of wanted to make it warmer because he's being reborn again. He has a lot of life and fight in him. So he doesn't look quite as much as like a corpse that he usually does. I'm sorry, but he really just looks like a walking corpse. Looks like he's about to keel over any second. No offense. I love him. No offense though. Okay, so in this part, you'll see that I didn't actually blend the shadows very much, and I did that for a reason actually, because the way I do his scars is I take my blending tool and I kind of like accentuate his scars, and I just kind of like drag strokes along, so I kind of blend them all together. And so the shadows didn't really need to be all that blended because, as you can see, they were going to be pretty messed up later. So I just didn't really need to blend for any reason. I mean, I could have if I really wanted to, but it really would have probably looked almost exactly the same. This part was kind of hard, and I actually changed the way the scar was going in the sketch versus in the final drawing. I did it going down his arm instead of going around. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't mind it, and I honestly think I pulled it off. But I also think logistically the scars, or the folds, I don't even know, the lines, the direction of the lines would be going kind of like around his shoulder, not down his shoulder. But, I don't know, that's maybe me just being nitpicky about my own art. I'm so picky about my own art. I can criticize probably every detail about it because I just get so picky about it. But anyways, I try to be nice to myself, but sometimes it's a little difficult. So here we are just doing more. This took a long time. I really wish time lapses showed just how freaking long some of these pieces take, because like when you're looking at a time lapse, you're like, oh, they're just doing like a little lines here and whatnot, but oh my god, this took so long. I think I did this for maybe an hour straight. I just kept wanting to mess it up more and more, because one of my biggest critiques on my own art when I draw Dabi is his scars don't look gruesome enough. I do them very similar to how like the anime does them, but my style is very realistic, so I just feel like they would be more, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm really trying to get his scars and to have more detail. So that's why this took so long, because I just kept going back and adding more folds and darker shadows and more highlights and just little details that, made them pop a little bit more. And I'm glad I did, because I think the hard work paid off. But anyways, so here we are. I'm doing the hair now. Hair is my favorite part. Ever since I figured out how to do hair, I have really enjoyed doing hair. I think I've done a TikTok about it, but I can do a YouTube video about it if people care enough. It's kind of a combination of a couple techniques that I found online, because I just one day was just like, I'm tired of not knowing how to do hair, so I like looked it up, and I found a bunch of techniques, but none of them really worked for me. So, but I really liked certain parts of them. Like, I would get halfway through a hair tutorial and I would be like, oh, I don't like this anymore. So I kind of just combined a bunch. So yeah, if you guys are curious how I do hair, I'm happy to make a video about that. Again, I really like how I do hair. I'm not very good at doing long hair, but this short hair I'm pretty good at. Long hair, when I do it, it looks very feathery and very light. And I know that's something I need to work on, and I plan on working on it. I just don't draw a lot of characters with long hair, long curly hair, or just, yeah, I just don't draw a lot of characters like that. So I'll have to work on it. So I can't really help with that. But if you want to draw short hair like most anime guys have, I can definitely do a tutorial on that. And maybe the same techniques could be applied to it. I don't know. In my experience, it doesn't really work. I mean, like, you can pull it off, but there's definitely a better way to do it. Okay, so this was me doing the fire. I saw one tutorial on TikTok like 4 months ago on how to do fire, and I like half paid attention because I was like, oh, this might come in handy when I draw Dabi at some point. So yeah, this is me half remembering how to do it. And the other half is me just kind of messing around with it and trying to make it look, realistic. So yeah, I wish it was a little slower so I could explain what I did, but it's too fast. And moving on. This is me setting up the background because I just felt he needed a dramatic setting for a pose like that. This is me realizing that I didn't like the way his arm was just like cleanly cut out of there, so I added some fire that was creeping up. I wanted it to look very much like feathers on wings, so that's kind of where I was going with this. I decided to add little embers because I just thought it made the piece much more interesting. I'm glad I did because it is more interesting. This is me trying to figure out what I want to do. I kept looking at this piece like multiple times, just trying to figure out what to do, and this is the result of that. This is also me filming. I filmed a lot of videos on TikTok for this. I was very proud of it. I still am. I shouldn't say was. I am still very proud of this. But anyways, let's go back to the final piece and look at more. Yeah, anyways, so that's this piece. I still really, really like this piece. Not to be conceited, but I would probably get a print of this. If I do sell prints actually, so if you want to get a print of this, I would be very grateful for the support. But I personally would probably also have a print. That's how proud I am of this, which may be a little conceited, but it's fine. I don't say that very often, I don't think. But yeah, anyways, that's the video for today. I really like this piece, so if you want to buy a print of it, it's on my shop. That's in my link tree in my bio. If you want to just look at it more, it's up on my Instagram. You might have to scroll a little because I did post it as soon as I did it, which was early January. So, but it's there. And I also did a couple TikTok videos about it, so if you want to go and look at those videos there, that would be amazing. It's also on my Tumblr, which not a lot of people know I have because I keep forgetting to link it. But I'm very easy to find. I keep the same username across all platforms. So, but yeah, that's all I have for you today. Ideally, I will be back in a couple days, 2 days, something like that, in a couple days with a fusion, because I haven't done that in a while and I really enjoy it. And I've also been really practicing my anatomy and I'm curious if it will show. But we'll see. No promises. I don't want to talk myself a big game and not deliver. But anyways, so that's the video for today. I hope you enjoyed. Any kind of content, woo, it's late. Any kind of content interaction would be amazing, but no pressure. And hopefully see you next time.